Welcome back to blogtv.sg. We're talking about kids growing up so fast these days and the impact on the kids having to grow up that fast.
We have our two parents still, and we have Nicole, FD's daughter. We have the kids before us, between the ages of 10 to 12.
And they're a good lot.
Yes.
They're a very good lot. But there are a few things that we need to bear in mind. Kids today are not only growing up emotionally a lot faster, they're also growing up physically a lot faster. Because of the socioeconomic status, because of better nutrition, the kids are actually reaching puberty a hell of a lot earlier than they used to.
You know, and in the media you have girls like Lindsay Lohan, you have Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
And you have really young girls sort of like looking up to these girls and thinking, I want my bodies to be like them, I want to dress like them. So I think it makes them grow up a lot faster than our generation.
Nicole, did you go through that? I mean, forget that I'm your parent.
I had the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be Posh Spice because I thought she was, you know, the coolest one of the lot. But if you're talking about kids today, I have a cousin, and a couple of years ago, she must have been 8 or 9, and she watched MTV once, and she was mimicking Kylie Minogue's moves. And you know, and then I would come around and she'd be tottering around on high heels and like, oh my God, we gotta do makeovers so we can be pretty. And then, what you might call it, and then a couple of weeks later it was, I think I have to go on a diet. I have to be as skinny as those girls on TV. I'm putting on fat, and she was patting her stomach, and there was nothing there.
We actually have a survey that's been done in Australia about what kids your age are concerned with. I spoke to Dr. Joe Tucci, and he had some really interesting findings. He surveyed almost 1,000 kids between the ages of 10 to 17.
Joe Tucci. Welcome to blogtv.sg. Now, you did a survey on children growing up too fast. Can you tell us about that?
One of the major findings of the study was that about 76% of the children said that they felt that they were growing up too fast, and that they felt that that the outside world, in fact some of the adult concepts that they were exposed to were impinging on their experience of themselves and on their experience of relationships. So when you ask kids what is it that they're worried about into the future, the sorts of worries they had were very adult-like worries. So 49% of them said that they were worried that they would develop cancer. 39% said that they were worried that they had to face terrorism as they were getting older, and 31% said that they were worried about becoming a victim of crime.
Now, here's the thing. You said 76% of the children that you survey think that they're growing up too fast. How do these kids know that?
I think what they're saying is that the pace of society nowadays is hard to manage. But nowadays, children turn on the TV and they see experiences and world events being beamed into their life, into their living room in real time. So we saw September 11, for example, occur as it was happening, and there's no filter between what is happening in the outside world and what children are experiencing nowadays. And a quarter of the children that we interviewed honestly, genuinely believe that the world would end at some point in their lifetime.
We're going to ask you a question that Dr. Joe Tucci asked the kids in his survey. How many of y'all think that the world's going to end in your lifetime? So those who say yes, how do you think the world's going to end?
Because of the greenhouse effect, and it's getting very hot, and it may end because it's just too hot and people can't live anymore on Earth.
Global warming.
Global warming. Who else?
I got a very bad feeling that since the Arctic, it's like some places super extreme cold. But in fact, where they used to be extreme cold, now also melting already. In fact, the Arctic collapsing already. Maybe the human world might end, but who knows? Maybe other species might take over. But it's the human world I suspect might end very soon.
I swear one day you're going to be a scientist, dude.
I think I got a little professor now. Who else?
Like on the Bible, the Revelations, it will say that because of the world very evil, like Armageddon will end it.
Do you think nuclear warfare is a problem?
Quite a problem, but the Cold War over 了吗?
War. The Cold War is
The Cold
over.
War. You're worried about terrorism? Yes.
Wow. Wow.
See, all right, that's the thing. We sent out a Blogtv team to 4 schools, and they interviewed students.
Yep, 160 students altogether.
160 students between the ages of 10 to 12? All right, so we interviewed about 160 students between the ages of 10 to 12, and we had some interesting findings as well. That's right, just like y'all, 55.8% of those whom we surveyed are worried about terrorism. And when we asked them what was the best invention that they thought existed, the internet, 45%, computer, 17%, light bulb, 10%, and
Some of the ones that I love, the best invention. Remember, these are 10 to 12-year-olds. The PSP.
solar panel.
Solar panel. The wheel and the axle. Solar panels? No? Try this one out. The defibrillator. Okay, what's a defibrillator? Do you know when someone has a heart attack, they take those 2 big metal things, they put them on the chest and they fire? Boom! You know, you look like a silly little bunny going, ah. That's a defibrillator. 10 to 12-year-olds said defibrillator. I can't even pronounce the word. What's that? Andre, what else did we come up with?
And they all had examples of terrorism. 87% knew about the 9/11 attacks. You all know about the 9/11 attacks? And they came up with all sorts of examples that you find in the news. London bombings, Bali bombings, the bombings in Bangkok.